Pet Simulator 99 is back, sort of. That's right, everybody. We're back in Pet Sim 99, and you might be wondering why. The title and thumbnail is not clickbait. They are updating the game again, which will probably be the final update they ever do to this game. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they'll do it every year. I'm not sure, but they are adding the Halloween event back to Pet Sim 99. They even have an event on the actual game page right here, and it's happening next Saturday. So it's going to be October 18th next Saturday, and it's the spooky event. And here's what the event says. It just says follow for the event, and you can hit notify, and there's 16,000 people interested. Obviously, that's not a lot. The game has definitely gone downhill, and it hasn't been updating, but this update, I mean, maybe it'll hype people up again. The thing I don't like about this when they update the game for Halloween is like, it's always the same exact thing. Like, they don't add anything new. So I'm unsure why they're even doing this. I guess just like a little bit of a player spike, but as you can see, there's 13,000 people right now, and you know, I don't think the Halloween event's gonna be that big, but this could be telling because maybe if it's well received, they'll start working on a new pet sim. Here's my thoughts of why this game died, why they stopped making it and producing it and making pet sims, and what I hope they do from here as a team that is actually disbanded. So wait, the team's not really a team anymore. Let's talk about stuff. But before we do, can you like the video and subscribe? That would mean a lot. Thanks. So basically, when Pet Simulator first came out, it was just a simulator revolving around pets. Every simulator that came out was a simulator that had like a tool or a backpack system. And this game said, you know what? Let's just focus on the pets, which I think was really, really smart. And it was obviously well received. That was Pet Simulator 1. Then they made Pet Simulator 2, and we kind of just forget that one exists. I'm not going to lie. That one didn't really go well. But when it became Pet Simulator X, wait, was that the next one? Yeah, Pet Simulator X was peak. It added tons of new features, innovative UI and gameplay, actually. Even though it's just a simulator, it was pretty like innovative. Like they like created new stuff for Roblox standards, and it was really well received. That game had their highest peak of players, I'm pretty sure. I think it was like 1.4 million or something. And obviously it did really well on my channel. And eventually people always think like, why are they not updating this game anymore? Or a game that you used to play a lot, why don't they update it anymore? Well, that's just how games work. That's how all video games work. Video games have a shelf life. They don't all last forever. Like, it's rare that a game is out for like over a year and people are playing it consistently. There are some games that have a lot of replayability, like Mario Party and like Rocket League and like Valorant, like games like that you can just keep on playing. But for the most part, a game comes out, you play it, and then you beat it, or you get to the end or something, and then it's over. So I don't fault them for not updating Pet Sim X like that long. They updated it for like, I think like a year and a half, 2 years. Then they made Pet Sim 99, and I think they had a major issue when they first launched the game. A lot of people disagree with this, but I think their downfall was two different things. It was the rebirth system and the carrying over things from the previous games. So for example, if you had huge pets or anything like that, you could bring them over here and instantly be really powerful. I think that ruined the playability for, even though people thought, oh, I'm bringing over my huges and this is cool, you basically could beat the game too fast and nothing was really that valuable. Like, it was hard to tell what was valuable. And then it just started getting insane. Like, they had like Titanic pets and then gargantuan pets. And it's like, what are we doing here? Like, what pet is even rare anymore? You get a huge pet and it's like, okay, 16,000 of this huge pet exists, you know? 13,000 of this one exists. Even 1,000 of this Titanic exists. Titanics aren't even rare anymore. Gargantuans are rare, but they are actually so hard to get. And if you want them, you're going to have to spend a lot of money, typically real money, which is where it hurts a lot of the player base. And then it becomes like this impossible grind where you can't even get the rarest stuff. Like in the other games, like in Pet Sim X, I was able to make videos by spending a bunch of Robux, getting the rarest stuff. And it was really entertaining because they were hard to get, but you could still get most of them free to play. However, in this game, I feel like it's never been possible for people to get gargantuans without money, really. I mean, like, you can, but it's so hard. And I know they have like free to play ones sometimes, but the odds became too crazy. The numbers got too inflated, and I think it happened too quickly. That's what always happens with pet sim games or simulators in general. They always get like crazy numbers and they start getting into the gazillions of, you know, like currency. And then it like eventually gets boring and new players don't even want to play. Like, that's typically what happens with all of these games. However, I think it just happened way too quickly with this game. And even though they've updated for years, it died out a lot faster than the other games. Like, this game was supposed to be bigger than Pet Sim X, and it wasn't bigger. It was big at one point, but it was not bigger. And then it died out a lot faster and had like a lower average player base, lower views on YouTube, and I think people were just generally not as interested in this game. But like I said, this Halloween update could be pretty cool. It's a spooky update for the spooky like Roblox event that's coming. I'm pretty sure there's like a couple games doing spooky stuff. So we're going to be able to check it out, and I'll definitely play it and cover it. However, that brings us to now. Obviously, if you've been watching my videos lately, I've been playing a lot of Build Your Base, which Preston actually is one of the owners. I saw somebody say in my comments like, oh, Preston doesn't own that. He is actually one of the owners of Build Your Base. So I'm still playing Preston games, but this brings us to what's going to happen with this game or Pet Simulator games, or even just simulators in general. I kind of want to make a deep dived video into simulators soon and like what happened, but that'll be another video. But let's just specifically talk about Pet Sim. So with Pet Sim 99, this game is not going to make a full recovery, and Big Games has disbanded. I don't know if I can't really say anything, but like I've spoken to some people here and there, and the team just doesn't exist anymore. There's programmers that are working for other companies now. Like I think some of them work for Do Big and the Steal a Brain Rot team. Some of them are making their own projects. Like I'm pretty sure Build a Car was like a project by just a few of those devs that used to be on Big Games. So that whole thing has disbanded. So it's safe to say I think the Pet Simulator IP is like, I'm sure it's just Preston owned, but I don't think he wants to touch it anymore. I think he's in the business of acquiring games, which is basically when you just pay a lot of money for a percentage or the whole thing for a game on Roblox. So like he's buying games and he's also producing games, I think, but he's going the route of what's trending right now and what's working, which is seemingly not games like Pet Simulator. I know that people have their theories of why this game died or lowered in players, and for some reason, a lot of people are saying, or at least the team was saying, that it's because of the algorithm. The algorithm is not favoring Pet Simulator or simulators. I totally disagree. I think it's the way they're marketing the game. I think it's the way that the game became too, like the numbers got too high. The values of the pets weren't there. The whole reason for a lot of people playing were not there. It got a little bit too complicated. There's actually like too many features now. Like it's cool when they add new features and events, but it gets to a point where it's like, okay, we got this. We got all these, look at this, all these features. And it's like a little bit too much. I think it gets to a point where it's like, dude, you got to upgrade potions and pets equipped and Garge machine and pet box and all this stuff. And it's like, what cards? They added the cards. I'm like, what's even happening? I did like the cards as a feature, side note. It was pretty cool. I just think, yeah, this just got way too out of hand, too much going on. But that brings us to what's next. What's happening next for Pet Sim? I honestly don't know. I think nothing is happening with it because they're going to update this probably every year for Halloween until it just dies completely. Maybe they won't even do it next year. I don't even think they'll do like a Christmas event or anything. Maybe if this one does well, they'll probably do Christmas. But yeah, we basically just have to wait and see how this spooky event goes. But until then, there are still simulators that are right in front of our faces that are really big. So I don't think it's simulators that are dying in general. For example, I already touched on this in a YouTube short, but there is a clicker simulator coming out, which I'm pretty excited about because Clicker Sim was really big on the channel. Apparently it's made by Spider Sammy, the creator of Steal a Brain Rot. I don't know if it really is. It seems weird. But yeah, this is a new Clicker Sim X that's coming out, which actually looks really quality. It looks like it has some good features, and it even has the Pets Go upgrade system to like unlock new things in the game, which is really, really cool. Like if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's like this. So basically you unlock parts of the game like Pets Go. And I guess some people got in, there was testing going on, and yeah, I'm confused why, if this really is made by Sammy, I'm confused why. I mean, they have the biggest game on the platform. Why do they need to make a simulator? But clearly there's still interest. But I think people that are saying simulators just can't make it anymore, they're just dead, just don't realize how many simulators are on the platform right now. Like this Cut Trees, this is a simulator. This is Cut Trees Simulator. It's just not called Cut Trees Simulator. Years ago, this would have been called simulator because that was like a keyword that was really working. And now I think it's become so like washed out that the actual word simulator might hurt your game now being in the title. However, there's still simulators. Like if you check right here, this is Cut Trees, which is Cut Tree Simulator. Even Grow a Garden is pretty much a simulator. I mean, all of these games are pretty similar to old simulators. Look, here's a clicker simulator that's out with, it's like the stupidest game ever, and it has almost has 6-7 players. Interesting. But yeah, basically what I'm saying is simulators are still alive. They're just not called simulators anymore, and it makes sense. They have like Break Wall. There's like a game called Punch Wall, like that game, Build a Tower, all these build games. That's like build a plane simulator. Like that's what those are. But yeah, now things like Build Your Base and games like that are what I'm playing on the channel. And overall, I don't know what this video was. This is just like a rant talking about the state of Pet Simulator, if it's coming back, and letting you guys know my thoughts on it, because this was a game that shaped my career and life, honestly. Like genuinely, it sounds dramatic, but Pet Simulator changed my life. And you know, there's a world where I wish they made a new game. Like I wish they did the Pet Sim X remaster or something like that. That would be pretty cool. Like there's fake leaks going on where it's hard to tell what's really happening. I don't know if it's actually gonna come back, like Pet Sim X remastered or something, but I've seen some people talk about it. Some people say it's fake, but I do hope one day that happens, because I think there's enough players to where it would be worth their while. Like there actually is enough players that would be worth their time. They'd make a lot of money, and it would do well on my channel. I'm down for it. Anyways, I'm gonna be giving the mailbox up. What the heck is that? I'm gonna be giving the mailbox stuff back. A lot of people have been asking me to do this, so I'm sorry about that. So we'll go ahead and like reject all these so that you guys can have your pets back. I know it's been quite some time. It's been 185 days since my last mail video, and yeah, that's actually almost a year, which is kind of insane. Right now with my channel though, I'm kind of just playing games that perform well for me, games that I have fun playing, and I just want to grow again. Like I want to grow and have viewers again, and I need to play certain games for that. So people that are asking me to play, you know, this simulator or that simulator, I'm just gonna play what I like, what's doing well for me. And if that happens to be a brain rot game, you guys can't judge me, okay? Because that's what everyone's doing nowadays, and that's how they're making their money, and so be it. We will have to feed in to the brain rot trend. But anyways, if you guys gave me something and you wanted it back, well, finally, here's your time. You're getting the mail back. Don't send me any more mail, because I'm not gonna take it. I'm just gonna give it back eventually, and if I forget, then it's your fault. I'm sorry. But thank you so much for watching this rant, and I'm not even sure if people watched this or watched all the way through, but hopefully you enjoyed. And if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Big things coming soon. I'm also in the business of like trying to buy games right now. Basically I'm like working on some games. I'm hiring devs and trying to make games. I don't have as much funds as I used to, so I can't make games like crazy fast and make like 6 games at a time. I had like 4 games going at once back in the day. Now I just have like 1 game, and I'm trying to get that out pretty soon. It does involve brain rots, but it also combines one of my old game ideas that I've never released that you guys were wanting so bad. It has elements of Pet Snap Simulator. I also want to quickly touch on that. The reason that game hasn't come out is plain and simple. I just don't talk to the developers anymore, and I don't know what they're doing. I actually don't know what they're doing in life, and I think they're just busy, and we never finished the game. It's almost done, but it saddens me because the game is so cool, and I think if it was just released, it would do pretty well. But, you know, maybe one day we'll gather them up and get that game out. But for now, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Next week, we'll cover this update if I can. I'm going to be at TwitchCon if anyone's going to be there, so not sure how I'll be able to cover it, but I'll do my best. But thank you so much for watching. I post videos every single day, and thanks for watching. Bye.